Hi, I'm Matt with eTrailer. If you have a 2023 Mitsubishi Outlander and you're looking for a bike carrier that can handle those really heavy bikes wherever you're going, and you want something a little bit more economic, then the Inno HD Tire Hold Bike Rack is going to be a great option for you. So let's check it out. And if we look at how this bike is sitting on here right now, it's a pretty good fit. And what I mean about that is how far away we are from the window. Even if I do shake this a bunch, if you're on a really bumpy road, we're not going to make contact with our vehicle. Now for like the weight capacity, that is going to be 80 pounds per bike, so it's great for those heavy e-bikes. Now that is going to reflect in that tilt though. If I just pull this lever at the very end of it, just make sure you watch your head, lower that down, and you can already tell that's not tilting very much. And it's really going to be showed when I open up my hatch. Now I'll be able to open this up a little bit, but not all the way. As you can see, if I keep on going, we are going to make contact with our handlebars, but I can maybe grab a few of those smaller things or throw some smaller bags in there. But once you're done, you can close this back into place and put your rack back into the seated position. And to do that, all you have to do is lift up. You'll have a red indicator on there too. And once that red indicator is gone, you know this is seated back in the right spot. Now, if we want to take a closer look at this rack, I'm going to take off my bike. To do that, I actually like to start on the rear tire. You can start on either side, but this one is a little bit easier for me. We're just going to press this gray button, and that's going to release. And then I can push this away. Sometimes you might have to push the actual mount itself. And when I take off the front side, I'm actually going to maintain control of my bike so it doesn't fall over and hit my vehicle. And then push this away too. And once we have those off, I simply just have to lift up and take it off. And as you can see, since we're not making any frame contact, this rack is great for any type of bikes that are carbon frame, alternative frame, or just have a really nice paint job. And before you take off or go anywhere else, just make sure you put these arms back into place. You can kind of hear them ratchet back down. And you can see they kind of lock into place like this. That's great because when you're driving down the road, this is going to bounce back up while you're driving. Now if we get a few measurements, we can see how far away this is going to stick out. So where I like to start with is actually going to be the ground clearance. So our closest point is actually going to be this little bumper right here, and that's going to be 16 inches. That's just to ensure if you were to ever make ground contact, it's not going to damage anything. Now this is pretty high up. Even when you do have those heavy e-bikes on here, it might drop by an inch or two, but you'll still have plenty of clearance not hitting the ground. And for how far it sticks out, this is going to be just about a little bit over 30 inches from our back bumper, which is pretty decent. That's going to be great if you're in some really tight spots. Now we can even save even more space, especially when you're in those tight parking spots. You can just pull on that lever, the same one we used to tote it back earlier, and push up on it. And you can have two spots for this. So if you had anything mounted to the back of your vehicle, then you'd probably put it in this location, and this is going to be sitting at just about 18 inches, but we can save a lot more space than that. If I were to pull up on that again and push more, then we'll be sitting pretty close to our vehicle, only about a little bit over an inch. Still, feels pretty sturdy. We shouldn't make any contact with our vehicle, but from here, we're only going to be sitting at a little bit under 10 inches, so that's going to save you a lot of space. As for how it's going to interact on the back of the Outlander, it's going to block a few things. So the first thing you'll notice is our license plate is going to be covered. Now for your backup camera, it is a little bit off to the side, but more than half of that will be blocked, so I'd recommend sticking to just using either your back window or your mirrors. And your taillights won't be blocked either. And the way this is going to install is we're going to have a 2-inch shank that goes into your 2-inch hitch receiver. And we're going to have this alignment plate up top that's going to help us out to line up that hole and that pin so you don't have to fight with it every time. And then we're going to have this anti-rattle pin that goes through. And we're going to have another anti-rattle device. The other one is going to be on the back side. This one is what we're getting a lot of our hold from. Now what's nice about this is it's going to come with this lock core, so you have to be able to unlock it first. And it's just going to be this removable piece that can just come over here and tighten everything down. Now this one works pretty okay. If I kind of shake this around a little bit, it's not really moving too much from the bottom. Where you're getting a lot of your movement is actually going to be this pivot point right here. In my opinion, I think this is a solid choice for a very affordable e-bike carrier. Now, what I also like is just how you mount your bikes on here. It's just really easy to work with. Now, compared to some other options out there, some other ones do a little bit better of a job when it comes to accessing the back of your hatch area, one of which would be the Rocky Mountains Gigawatts bike rack. What's also great about that, that comes with an included ramp, so you can even use that to help with loading and unloading your bikes. But that one will be at a much more premium price range. One at a more similar price range that also comes with a ramp would be the Hollow Rex Destination e-bike rack. And that one will also come with a ramp. But that one's also a little bit more difficult to use than this one right here. So if you're looking for something more on the entry-level side that can carry e-bikes and will work with most things, and you can sacrifice some of your hatch access, then I think this would be a great option for you. But again, that was just a look at the Inno HD Tire Hold Bike Rack on the back of our 2023 Mitsubishi Outlander. I'm Matt. Thanks for watching.